Derek Sheridan from Rust Belt Basketball Coaches Network. We are here with Coach Nate Wahle, the head men's basketball coach of Muskingum University from the great state of Ohio. This is episode 38, season 2 of our 4-quarter coaches clinic. Thank you for joining us for season 2, episode 38. Feature the head men's basketball coach of Muskingum University Fighting Muskies, Coach Nate Wahle. The job Coach Wahle and his staff have done at Muskingum is noteworthy. Year number one, 23-24 season, overall 7-18 and 3-15 in the OAC. And then second year, 24-25 season, overall 14-13 and then 11-7 in the OAC. Coach Wahle earned the Ohio Athletic Conference, or OAC, Coach of the Year this past season. Quite an accomplishment for a coach whose team won 3 OAC games during the previous season.
Started in started real young. My dad, got me into the game at a really young age. High school coach, and so a lot of fond memories of being young and being a ball boy for his teams and all that. And one of the coolest things in my basketball journey is I got to play for him in high school. He was my varsity head coach, and so just have learned a lot. And my passion for the game, has come from him. Went to Bowling Green, was a student manager for a couple years, and then it was good. It was good to be around the game. I just was seeking more. I wanted to be more involved with the game, and so was looking for some high school coaching positions, and luckily Derek Sheridan took a chance on me and took me on staff and was a varsity assistant at Maumee. As I've gone through all of this, I've done a lot of reflecting, and I think what gives me the most fulfillment are the relationships. And so like when we took over at Muskingum, it wasn't in great shape, and really wanted to, shift the culture and build it up, understanding that, the winning wasn't going to happen right away. But if we did things the right way and we stayed true to it, which is hard to do. Like when you're losing, you tend to want to find anything, even if you kind of compromise against what you believe. You're trying to find ways to win, but we stayed true. I come from Wittenberg. When we had our success at Wittenberg, we were the number one defense in the conference basically every year. We had the defensive player of the year. We played a certain way where, we were in the gaps, wouldn't let you get to the paint. We had some really good defenders on the inside that helped kind of anchor things. And we just really squeezed you. We just didn't let you get easy shots. Year two, we end up changing and say, okay, we're going to take baseline of what, like, we're not going to let them go baseline, and our help will be to the middle. So more pack line. We were wanting to be disruptive. Like from the get-go, we knew what our identity wanted to be on the defensive end, but that's where the connection really comes into play. We've been a 5 out offense. Scoring it's just been hard for us. And so that's also part of the, being disruptive on defense. Can we get out into transition and just find easy ways to score points? We run like the slot screen stuff. We run stagger. We were running basically the Sacramento Kings ran it a couple years ago. We called it jet.
What do you teach your kids to do in your 5 out versus a 5-man free switching defense? Do you see much zone and or full court pressing defenses? Do you think it's easier at your level than it would be if you were a high school coach and the other team's on the line, up the line, and just pressuring the lug nuts off the ball handler, and then it's really difficult to get the ball, that first pass to get your offense in business? What kind of drill work do you do week to week since you are so good at changing how you defend people? What was the number one thing you learned during year one as a head coach? All right, I don't like this question. This is our last one,
Okay.
and this is from someone whom I don't know. And I was reluctant to pull the trigger on this, but I've told everybody I will ask every question. If I have two questions that are similar, I'll bleed them into one. I'm not a fan of this question.
Okay.
What did you learn working for Coach Sheridan?
Huh.